Happy Monday, everybody! Welcome sa ating live interviews for this week. And I'm quite excited. Kapagpuan ko yung guest natin kanina pa sa backstage. And parang kami nag-interview actually. Hindi pa nag-umpisa sa interview natin, but we were doing a bit of an interview sa backstage nga. But before we go there, let's greet everybody who's here. Carmel, sino to? Si Carmel. Vicencio, go tita daw. Mary Ann, maraming mga pamangkin dito yung guest natin this evening kasi marami nagkikita. Rocky, excited din daw siya. Brian, hello sa'yo. We got Shanti, Dalusong, Charlene. Nakikigo tita sila lahat. Mukhang kilala nila, no? I think they're all part of one circle. Angela on the page watching, sabi niya, what's the Premium Freelancer Launchpad? Angela, the Premium Freelancer Launchpad is one of our programs. I think, I don't want to make any presumptions, pero I have no idea if it's gonna launch again soon. I don't know. Jairus, hello sa'yo. Si June, Mark, Alberca, good evening sa'yo. So yeah, greet us or say hi if you're there. I wanna make sure you guys are watching. So, pwede naman kayo bumate if you wanna, kung may gusto kayong i-shout out dyan, you wanna tell us where you're watching from, we would appreciate that. Hi kay TL De La Peña. Excited daw siya to know more about Teacher Mala. Riza Malyari, hello sa'yo. Thank you, Avi, for tagging people. And just si Beach, good evening sa'yo. And before we even bring out our guest for this evening, I just wanna quickly say na the tribe is still open. Okay? Open na tayo for a full year since last year. And if you want to join us sa loob ng tribe to learn more about how we do freelancing, you simply have to comment with the word tribe. Yan. It's a paid program. Comment with the word tribe dito sa comment section natin on these live interviews. And we will have one of our success managers reach out to you to send you or give you the details. All right? Jong, good evening din sa'yo. Si Melody, good evening din. Okay. Nika, ang daming fans. Daming fans yung guest natin. Mukhang nahatak ng marami ito. Okay. Well, as you may have already read sa teaser natin, yung guest natin for this evening is a teacher by profession. Okay. And she has a very super interesting story nangyari just early this year. And instead of me telling you all about it, mamaya papakwento natin sa kanya. But before we bring her out, pa-comment lang guys. Girl, just comment her name. Teacher Mala. O yan na lang lagay nyo. Teacher Mala. Tama ba? O tita. Basta lagay nyo yung name niya. That way I know that you guys are ready to listen to tonight's story directly from our guest. And then we'll bring her out. Okay, in the meantime, tingnan natin kung sino pa nandito. Oh, by the way, we're live on both the page and sa community, of course. Unfortunately, YouTube right now isn't working. So, wala tayo sa YouTube. So, okay na pala sabi ng Direk. O, tinan mo, nag-choose si Direk na okay na yung YouTube natin. So, you guys can watch there as well. Yan, pakitag lang, guys. If you're watching from the community, make sure to tag people. If you're watching from the page naman, please share the live interview. That way, other people can see this and watch this as well. Okay? Asan na yung comments nila? Hinaantay ko. Just comment with Teacher Mala para alam ko na ready kayo. Hi, Alan. Good evening sa'yo. Let me know lang if you guys are ready. Mukhang hindi kayo ready eh. Yan na, Teacher Mala. Yan. Okay, cool. Let's wait for the others. So, medyo marami-rami tayong viewers, but I want to make sure everybody is ready to listen. Okay, wala pa ba? Wala pa? Wala pa? Let's see. Pag walang magko-comment, we'll shut down the interview. Kami na lang ni Teacher Mala sa backstage. Magkikwentuhan. Yun, no? Si Mavic, hello sa'yo. Ana, si Joan, dami niyang tinag. Okay, dito na raw kayo. Guys, comment with Teacher Mala. Just comment with Teacher Mala para alam ko lang na all set na tayo, ready na tayo to bring her out. Okay? Antayin natin yan. See? Just refresh my page. Okay, mga all set naman na tayo. So, before I bring her out, of course, we always intro yung ating mga guests. So, Direk, ano bang ginagawa ng guest natin for this evening? So, tinan mo. Napakasimple, di ba? I raise smart kids. Kasi nga teacher eh. But sabi niya sa akin kanina, she has a very interesting and unique perspective when it comes to her offer and her business as a freelance educator or teacher, so to speak. So let's bring her out. Let's all welcome si Teacher Mala Chatani. Hi, Mala.
Hi, Ron.
You wanna greet everybody who's watching?
Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to share my story because I have a lot of golden nuggets to share.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody's excited as well to hear your story. And yun nga, prior to starting the interview today, nagkukwentuhan kami ni Teacher Mala kanina sa backstage, and she just reminded me that sa dami kasi ng ginagawa kong orientation sa loob ng tribe, I practically have oriented everybody since last year. So parang medyo nakakalimutan ko yung ibang mga tao, but she reminded me of when she attended the orientation, and yes, I remember her clearly now. Sabi ni Joey, ayan, Teacher Mala, sabi niya, good evening din daw. Sabi ni Babam Kaminya, nag-hello sila sa'yo, teacher.
Yan, hello,
happy
everyone.
For you. Yan, cool, nice. Anyway, let's start the interview para maraming matutunan din yung mga viewers natin. Siguro, to begin tonight's interview, just can you tell the viewers about a little bit about yourself lang muna, a little bit of a background, what industry you were in prior to doing freelance or whatever it is that you're doing right now, and yeah, just give us an idea of who you are.
Okay. Hi, I'm Teacher Mala. I'm born and raised in the Philippines, but part of my teenage years, I lived in Jakarta and in Singapore. I did my college in Assumption College, and then I studied in Ateneo and LaSalle. I took up education in LaSalle, and I took up computers in Ateneo. Why all this happened? Because I really did not know what I wanted in life. From a very young age, that was my struggle. And I realized that even went on in my freelancing career. Okay, but because what happened was, after I graduated, I was working in Landmark as a credit clerk. I'm an economics graduate, but I didn't like it. While I was in Landmark, I discovered I had a passion for computers. So I took up MIS in Ateneo.
Okay.
I worked 6 years in a computer company, and then I had to resign because my mom fractured her hip and I had to take care of her. When she became well, my mom told me, why don't you apply as a computer teacher? And I said, what? Teaching? Oh my, no way. This is a profession I cannot stand. Okay. God had other plans for me. I went to the village administration to mail a letter, and I meet an administrator of a school who was looking for a computer teacher. And he handed out the flyer, and he told me to apply. So I applied. Okay. Guess what? The next day, I went for an interview and I was in. I got in as a computer teacher. That's how my teaching journey started. So I was teaching computers from preschool up to college. I realized I really enjoy teaching. So on my second year, my boss told me, why don't you take up a teacher certificate course in De La Salle University? So I took up the teacher certificate course. I taught for another year, and then I discovered I can own my own business by putting a franchise of an educational method. I won't
Mm-hmm.
name the franchise, okay?
Yep.
I put up the franchise. I was with them for 2.5 years.
Okay.
But after 2.5 years, they decided to change the contract, and I didn't like the contract.
Mm.
So everybody was telling me, uy, kayang-kaya mo yan. Magtayo ka ng tutorial center. Okay? And it was my father who gave me the push. And he told me, leave them. Don't worry. You may drown for a while, but then you're going to float.
Yun.
Okay, so I decided to put up my own tutorial center. The
Okay. Well,
first five, yeah,
Mala,
okay,
let's back up. I appreciate you telling the story, no. Pero so I
yeah.
was a bit surprised kasi akala ko by profession like you graduated a teaching course, kumbaga, you took up teaching in college, but no, hindi pala.
Okay, it is all theory, but when
Mhm.
you put it in practice, it's totally different.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
you need to know, number one, you need to know how to deal with the parents, and
Mhm.
number two, you need to know how to deal with the kids,
Right.
because the
Right.
kids of today, Ron, they are so different. They're not like us.
Definitely. I have my own. I have two of my own. So I can definitely attest to what you're saying. Pero what I was saying was, akala ko you took up teaching talaga as your major in college.
No,
Hindi pala talaga.
I took up, I'm actually an economics graduate.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But then
Okay,
afterwards, sabi mo nga, eventually you took up teaching units.
yes, I took up
Right.
21 units of teaching.
Right. Okay. Cool. Nice. Galing. So I'm sure there are a lot of people who might, might be able to relate to your story na yun nga, from an early age pa lang, medyo lost na you weren't exactly sure where you wanted to be in life. Parang ganyan din ako before. Uh, pero maraming ganyan eh. I'm sure there's a lot of people who felt or might be feeling the same way. Um, and kanina, nung nagkakwentuhan din tayo before we started the interview, you said something to me about gaining clarity. Now, before we even go there, okay, before we even go there, kasi yan, siguro, feeling ko yan yung pinaka-interesting part of the story, and I'm assuming, that's what led you to where you are right now, yung clarity that you got.
Yes.
Okay, pero before that, I wanna go quickly dun sa, syempre, binasa ko rin yung story mo, no? And ito nga, more recently, because of the pandemic, yung sinet up mo, yung pinut up mo na sarili mong tutorial center, you still had to take a big blow, kumbaga.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit, how long has your tutorial center been operating before the pandemic started?
16 years.
Tagal.
Okay. 16 years, I had 98 students.
Mm-hmm.
In a flick of finger on October 15, when the president announced lockdown,
Mm-hmm.
goodbye 98 students.
Oh, because it was face to face.
Yes, it was
It was all
face to
face to
face.
face.
Yes.
I see. Okay. And did you employ people back then as well? May mga
Yes,
tao ka
I had
rin?
4 teachers.
4 teachers, 98
Yes.
students.
Yes.
Okay. And
I had
for 16 years, like you said, the tutorial center, you started it started to grow and flourish, and that was the main source of income for you, I'm assuming.
yes.
Right. Okay. And did you have big plans sana for that tutorial center prior to what
Oh,
happened?
oh yes,
Anong
definitely.
plano sana?
Uh the plans have not stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the platform has changed, and
Okay.
now the platform is online.
Yan.
Okay,
Okay.
uh my vision is really to have an academy, so
Mm-hmm.
I have put up the Smart Kid Academy. Now, what does the Smart Kid Academy contain? I've written a book, How to Raise a Smart Kid. That's
Mm-hmm.
one part. The second part is I have the Smart Academic Hacks, which
Okay.
is the online tutorial um, lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the third is the homeschoolers tribe, which we just launched last Saturday
Mm-hmm.
with Angela Yupano and
Oh, okay.
Leah Barawet. Okay?
Okay.
This is kasi I think it was Mads De Leon who put it on uh, the page that what do you guys do for
Mm-hmm.
socialization? So
Mm-hmm.
TL Tessa tagged me. And
Okay.
when I saw that, I said, oh, I have the perfect solution. Okay. So I did not tell anyone. I changed the name of my page from Digital Parenting Tribe to Homeschoolers Tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And then I talked to Angela and I told her, are you willing to support me? Because Angela's kid is under me. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So we talked about it, and then she said, okay, and Leia Baraweda's kid is also under me. So we three grouped together. We came up with activities like drawing, guessing
Mm-hmm.
the cartoon character, watching a story, comprehension activities, 1 hour of fun.
Mm,
And
okay.
Ron, they were so happy. They said they wanted it again.
Mm-hmm.
So our next session is going to be on October 23, and I'm inviting it to inviting the whole tribe, anyone who has children between 4 to 7 years old. Please PM me. You're most welcome to join. This is free. This is
Right.
a free service.
Right, right. Okay. Now, it's super interesting, pero syempre the one thing that really
Okay.
caught my
And wait,
attention.
1 minute,
Yeah,
1 minute.
go.
And the fourth one is I will be launching early next year, will be parenting seminars.
Mm-hmm. Okay. For parents
Yeah.
naman to, ah.
Yes, for parents.
Okay, cool. Now, the one thing that's super interesting to me that you mentioned kanina kasi yes, the business basically was shut down after yung new lockdown niya because of the pandemic. Pero sabi mo, you just changed platforms, 'di ba?
Yes.
So you switched from an offline in-person business to
Yep.
one that is delivered via online means na, kumbaga through the
Yes.
internet na.
Yes.
Now, I'm sure marami tayo ditong mga nanonood who might have maybe not a similar, exactly a similar business, but baka parehas in a sense na they used to do face-to-face, transactions or business dealings. Tapos, so all of a sudden, because of the pandemic, they're now, constrained as far as meeting people in person. So maybe, this could inspire a few of them, no, na hindi natatapos din yung business goals nila or what they've started simply because nag-iba yung medium that they're now operating in. You mentioned din, no, nabanggit din sa teaser mo na one of the struggles that you had, and ito binanggit mo sa akin kanina, when you started transitioning to online means, was you didn't even know how to use Zoom, tama ba? Was that one of the struggles that you had?
I didn't know what was Zoom.
Okay.
Forget about using it. I did not know what was Zoom.
Pero
You
that's funny because you taught computer for some time.
After I went face to face, I lost my interest in
Oh, okay.
computers.
I see.
So I was more updated with what I was doing in my center.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ron, teaching is a full-time job. Number
Yes.
one. Number two, you have to love the profession. Number three, you have to be passionate.
Mm-hmm.
If not, it won't work out.
Right. Right. So what were some of the struggles that you had initially? Nung ito na nga, you decided to take your offline business online. What were some of the things that bukod sa Zoom, na you had no idea what it was, let
Okay.
alone how to operate it? Anything else
The
that you struggled with?
the first thing I struggled with was how am I going to make my business work? So
Mm-hmm.
I researched, I came across Zoom. The next thing was how do I do it? So
Mm-hmm.
here I go, course hoarding. I bought course after course after course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I learned something from each and every course. Okay. But to make really, really things happen, it really happened in Tribe.
Mhm.
Okay, because my AC, they really helped me a lot. Okay, they really held my hand. Shout out to my AC and to my Heptad 30
Uh-huh.
jar, my AC jar Falcons. They have really been very amazing. And to one of my mentors, Joseph Pagtananan, he was the one who brought me to Tribe,
Mhm.
and he does weekly follow-ups with me. Whatever struggles I have, he helps me out. He's
Mhm.
very generous with his information.
Nice. Galing. Um, so apart from getting that, that support from the community, and you've already mentioned yung
Okay.
heptad mo. So I'm assuming you were part of the PFL program, tama ba?
Yes.
So PFL, you
Yes.
started there and then you got
Yes.
into the tribe, I'm assuming afterwards.
Yeah.
Um, pero bukod dun sa
Um,
support, yeah, go ahead.
Clarity. Okay.
All right, let's talk about
My
it.
number one, okay, my number one struggle was clarity.
Mm-hmm.
When I entered PFL, I did not want to do anything with teaching.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm also a writer. I write math textbooks.
Okay.
Okay? So I was really surprised because when I optimized my profile and I put my offer, which is I help publishers write expertly what you call this e-learning materials in an
Mm-hmm.
expert, something like that. Okay.
Yep.
When I optimized in LinkedIn, somebody reached out. Okay, and I asked them if they wanted to go on a DC. So I
Mm-hmm.
wanted experience. Okay.
Right.
I never thought that it would work out. So here I went on a DC asking them all the questions.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, but after the first DC, I wasn't satisfied. I asked for the second DC. So I had the second DC. And then the third meeting, after the second DC, I called Joseph and I told Joseph, how is
Mm-hmm.
this going to work out? They're in New York. I'm in Manila. I have to work New York time. When
Yep.
am I going to sleep? How am I going to teach my students? What am I going to do? So
Uh-huh.
Joseph gave me an idea. Okay? Because their offer was 5K.
US
Okay?
dollars to, ah.
Yes, US dollars. Okay?
Okay.
So, Joseph told me, sabihin mo, bawasan yung sweldo mo, bigyan ka ng isang secretary, yung secretary mo, ipagtrabahuin mo.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, tama, tama. So when we had the third meeting, I told them, don't give me 5K, give me 4K.
Okay.
Okay? So they said, no, sorry, give me 3K. They said, no, we will give you 4K.
Mm-hmm.
So we agreed, we closed. But I made one very big mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I never asked them if there was an existing team. I
Okay.
assumed that there was a team of authors who I had to handle. They were getting me as a project manager.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? First day when I reported to work, August 2, my boss breaks the bad news. You have to form a team of 30 authors.
Oh, okay.
I looked at him. I was going to cry and I was going to say, I'm going to resign. So
Uh-huh.
I messaged TL Tessa and she told me, relax. We'll talk, relax. I
Mm-hmm.
literally got high fever. Okay. And uh, after an hour, I messaged him, sir, can I talk to you? What are my
Uh-huh.
options? He said, okay, I'm giving you two options. One option is you form a team of 30 authors in the Philippines, manage them in
Mm-hmm.
Manila time zone. Or we have 30 authors, you can try to talk to them and see if they're willing to work with you.
Mm-hmm.
They're American authors. Apparently, the former project manager did not know how to manage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So I said, okay, I'll give it a try. So I prayed to God. I said, God, you are my partner. What am I going to do? You
Mhm.
know what I did? I opened all JTL's emails one by one. I copied a line here, a line there, a line there.
Mm.
I made my speech. Okay? I told them I'm coming from the place of help. I love children,
Mhm.
and we need to give value and so on. Plus, I added so many things. Okay?
Right.
Ron, all 30 authors came on board.
Nice. These are the
Okay?
American authors, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. My next struggle was how to make them submit on time.
Mhm.
Because even in Manila, I, as an author, I'm always delayed. So, how do I do it? So, I brought this up with my AC, and my AC said, you should give them a consequence. So, I sent out an email and I said, if you don't submit, we will deduct 25% of your writing fee. That
Mhm.
25% will go to me because I will finish it and I will submit it on time.
Okay.
After that, I never experienced any issues. Another thing I followed is what JTL does.
Mhm.
Last 3 days, last 2 days, last 1 day,
Okay.
last 5 hours. So after that, I don't have a problem.
Right. So you had the follow-up system in place.
Yes, I
Right.
basically put their system in place.
Mhm. Very nice. Galing, ah. So, like I'm thinking, so that was the first ever gig that you got freelance wise, kumbaga.
Yes, yes.
Okay. That's a big, well, it's a fairly big amount to get for your first project. Kaya nga.
The former manager was getting 9K.
Oh, okay. So
So
half,
less than half.
less than half. Oo,
Less than
tama.
half. But it doesn't bother me
Mm-hmm.
because it's already premium.
Right.
And as what TL Tessa told me, if you do a good job, you don't have to work. You don't have to ask. They will give it
Mm-hmm.
to you.
And do you still have that client up until now?
I signed a 1 year contract.
Oh, okay. So that started in August.
Yes,
Okay, so ongoing pa rin talaga yung project mo. And that
yes,
that 4,000 is a monthly fee that you charge them for your
yes,
services.
yes. It's a monthly fee.
Galing. So yun pa lang, okay na kasi premium na kaagad.
Opo.
Right. And then you also mentioned that you have ito nga, no? You have other projects on the side that you're working on, which is yung sarili mong tutorial center that you brought online naman siya.
Okay. What happened was after I got this, of course, the first 2 months, it was really, really a struggle. I have
Mhm.
to adjust to the time zone and I don't want to clock in and all that. So finally, I had a talk with my boss and I told him, if you force me to clock in, I quit. So he said, don't quit, no clocking in. Okay.
Okay.
And then I asked myself, do I want to be, because it's turning out I'm an employee.
Right.
So
Yes.
do I want to be an employee or do I want to be my own boss?
Mhm.
So the answer was I want to be my own boss.
Yep.
So I decided that I will launch my tutorial center. Okay. I started it out in PFL. Uh, Four parents reached out to me, Michelle Garcia, Leah Baraweda, Angela, and Mitch. Okay. They reached out to me and they availed of the free trial. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, when I implemented the free trial, I said, how am I going to do it? Okay. I managed to come up with a system 30 minutes, 3 times a week, and the child improves. Okay? So, now that's already in place. Um, they have been recommending people. It's like every now and then somebody just messages me, teacher, can we have our kids assessed? So it's been ongoing.
Nice. Galing. Pero the thing I want to ask you about that, teacher Mala, is what aspects of the teachings sa loob ng tribe were you able to, kumbaga, pick and apply into
Okay.
that business?
Um, clarity. Number one, clarity. I
Mm-hmm.
did not want to go into the teaching field, but I went into the teaching field again because when I posted, Shoden, Diega, and Francis Esguerra reacted and they said, why leave a niche wherein you're already an expert at?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just charge premium?
Right.
Okay, so that gave me the idea. I should not leave this niche and um I should see make it profitable. Somehow find a
Mm-hmm.
way to make it profitable. Okay.
Yep.
So what I did was I started praying and I started meditating. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And every morning I write three things I am grateful for, three things that I want to do to bring myself one step closer to my goal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then at the end of the day, I assess whatever things I've done, I put a check. What I have not done, I make it a priority the
Mm-hmm.
next day.
Okay.
Okay. Another thing, what I did was to gain clarity, I asked myself, how am I? Okay. And my big why. Kasi if
Mm-hmm.
your big why is to make money, it won't work out. It has
Okay.
to be a very, very solid big why. Okay. In my case, my big why is I want to make money for my retirement. I live alone. My siblings are abroad. There's nobody to care for me. I should have enough money to take care of myself when I grow old.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I get demotivated, I get tired, I remind myself that, pang retirement ko to, hindi pwede.
Okay. Galing.
Yeah.
So when you say clarity, as far as, because the way I see it, you have right now, you have two offers basically.
Yeah.
So you have your writing offer,
Yeah.
which is what you currently do with that client that you've retained, and then you
Yeah.
also have this other business where you help, parents nga with their children, diba? As far
Yeah.
as helping them learn. So because kanina when we introduced you, the offer was ano yun? I help raise smart kids.
I
Is that
raise
it?
smart
I
kids,
raise
yes.
smart kids. Okay.
Yeah.
And oftentimes sa loob ng tribe, we talk about the offer as being one of the most essential parts of your business, diba?
Yeah.
So right now, I'm trying to trying to connect what you're doing with what we're teaching inside the tribe. So right now, when you say you're able to turn your current offer pagdating sa tutorial services mo into a premium service, how exactly is it packaged right now? What's the actual offer that you have?
Uh, my service is my premium. How I handle the kids,
Mhm.
that is the premium.
Okay.
Kasi, okay, there are two types of teachers. There are teachers who really give their life and make the kids improve. And there are
Mhm.
teachers who are just there for the money.
Okay.
Okay. So in my case, since I got a premium client already, I'm okay now with it. I charge higher, slightly higher, but I do it one-on-one. And I make
Mhm.
sure that the service that I give them is premium. The parents are happy and the kids are happy.
Okay. So it's all about delivering that premium experience.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, kung okay lang So right now, for that service, yung tutorial services mo, sa ngayon, on average, how much do you charge for that service?
2,500.
This is in US dollars to, USD?
No, peso.
Okay. Akala ko USD eh. Yung 2.5 na yon is for how long ang duration?
3 times a week, 30 minutes every day.
And for how long? Is it a month?
A month
For a full month,
for a full
you
month.
offer 3 times a week, 30 minutes per session.
Yes.
Okay. And right now, ilang estudyante yung meron ka for that program?
Marami.
Marami.
Marami. Naka 6-figure na ako.
Oh, just from that service, ha?
Yes. Naka
Kasi to
6
think na 2.5, parang kasi pag inisip mo 2.5, tas for you to be able to reach 6 figures, medyo marami talaga yung kailangan mo.
May team na ako ron.
Nice. Ilan na yung team mo sa ngayon?
2, pero I'm already preparing the 3rd one.
Galing. So, we're assuming, since nakaka 6-figure ka na dun pa lang sa tutorials mo, it's just gonna go up from here.
Yes.
Okay. So, teka. So,
Akala ko na nga mag-FB ads ako.
mhm.
Pero not now because I have 24 waitlist. It's overwhelming.
These are all what? Mostly from referrals?
Yes.
Okay. Waitlist na to, 24 waitlist.
Yes.
Ako,
24.
sabi ko pa naman, interested ako, ipipila ko yung anak ko. Titingnan
Priority
natin.
kita.
Tingnan natin, we'll see. Kasi, syempre, we have an 8-year-old.
I do the assessment
Mhm.
for the purpose that I want to educate the parents.
Okay.
Okay. By the way, smart has two meanings. Smart, matalino. Smart, sociable, motivated, accepting, responsible, and task-oriented.
Okay.
So I tackle the EQ and the IQ because I believe you will never be successful if the EQ and the IQ is not balanced.
Right. Exactly. I'm quite big on EQ. More on EQ. Hindi ako masyadong traditional na parang, okay, kailangan IQ. Di ba? Yung matalino. Kailangan book smart. For me, it's it should be a well-rounded parang
Exactly.
personality. Anyway, before we go any further, teacher, I just want to remind everybody who's watching, okay, if you're interested at all in the tribe, kasi nabanggit na rin naman ni Teacher Mala kanina, a lot of things that she learned as far as running her 2 businesses, basically right now, yung kanyang writing business and also her tutorial services right now. Natutunan niya yung karamihan ng mga bagay na yun from the tribe. And the tribe is open right now, and if you're interested, you just need to comment with the word tribe dito sa live natin. And then, this is, alam mo, Teacher Mala, na-remind ako last Thursday, I don't know if you watched the Tribe Tambayan.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I forgot the name of the guy, but
Yes.
honestly, whoever you are, please go. Tribe is gonna help you. Reach out to
His
me.
name's
I'll guide
Raul.
you.
His name's
Yeah.
Raul. Yeah,
Okay.
and I think we have his Facebook profile kasi nga he did mention that he needed help with transitioning his athletic training program or sports training program yata into an online model. So, yun nga, no? I was just gonna say, if you're
Ron?
yes.
Age is just a number.
Oo naman. Lalo na ngayon, ako, I'm turning 40 this year. Believe it or not, sabi ganun eh. So I don't feel like I'm 40 at all, actually.
Hindi, bata ka pa. Would you believe it when there's Tribe Challenge? I don't even know how to post. So I will put it in my Facebook. I will message TL Tessa. TL, nag-post na ako. She will put wherever she has to put it. Then on the last day, my AC mates told me, okay, this is how we do it. Somebody took out the video and showed it to me. So now I know.
Nice. O, di ba? So there's really no limits to learning new things.
Yeah.
Walang limit.
I did not know what Discord was. Just to change the name in the Discord, it was a struggle.
Okay.
Nagpaturo ako.
Galing,
Nagpaturo ako. Yes, talagang partners talaga.
Uh-huh.
as
Yeah.
in partners.
Yeah, and continuing to what I was gonna say kanina, yun nga, yung tribe kasi, it's not just for freelancers, it's not just for younger people who are looking to get into, an alternative career or stream of income. Even people who have long been running their own businesses, yun nga, no? You might have been running your business offline before, but you're looking to transition online. If you go into the tribe, kasi yung tanong ni Sir Raul nung Thursday, I'm a business owner. I lost a lot of my clients because of the pandemic. How can the tribe help me? So this is exactly what he needs to hear, di ba? You're the perfect example of a business that lost a lot of its clientele to the pandemic, and right now you're thriving, you're growing, you're just doing very well. So ito yun. This is exactly what it is. So ang tribe, it's not just for freelancers right now, it's for people who are looking to grow their business. Ika nga. Siguro last few questions before we end our interview for this evening. Kasi nabanggit din doon sa teaser natin na before the pandemic, yun nga, you had a lot of challenges, including losing your practically losing your clients. Fast forward to today, balita ko, sabi dun sa teaser natin, how true is it? Na tama ba? Papalikan ko I'm gonna read it kasi I don't wanna make a mistake. Lost your tutorial center during the pandemic, and now you own a house and a car simply because of freelancing. Is that true?
Yes, it's true.
So in a short span of, kasi June lang of this year, right?
July. Yeah,
July
beginning
of
of
this year.
July. Yeah.
Okay. So end
Okay.
of June. What's
For
the
the
story?
for the car, nakapag-down payment ako.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
Nice. Not bad still.
What you call this, for the house, I actually had bought a house and I was
Mhm.
paying because of the pandemic. I lost my source of income,
Right.
and the minute I saw I was beginning to earn, I called them and
Mhm.
I started paying. So you can say I have safeguarded the
Right.
money that I'm getting from the freelancing is going to the house and the car.
Nice. Galing. Okay. So, yun nga, no? These are all things na, well, siguro naman you'd find a way, pero it made it a lot easier for you to kind of fill in the gaps in your finances simply because you came in and you started doing ito mga natututunan mo nga sa loob ng tribe. So right now, teacher, I'm assuming the future is very bright for you and your businesses.
Yes.
Looking very bright, and yun nga, no, you have teams of people that you work with now. Can you share with the viewers, kumbaga, what the experience has been like for you? Kasi I remember we were talking earlier nga before we went live na one of the fears that you had before entering the tribe was baka ma-out of place ka unang-una, sabi mo, because
Yes.
of yung gap in I don't want to say it, the age, di ba?
Okay. Number one, of course, I'm not as young as they are.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
So how is the group going to accept me? That was
Mhm.
one of my fears. Secondly, I'm not a Filipino. I'm an
Mhm.
Indian. How is this big group gonna accept me? Are the Filipinos going to welcome me?
Yep.
Or are they just gonna put me aside and leave me alone, and I'll have to look for another mentor?
Mhm.
There were so many thoughts that I was battling with. Okay. One very big consideration I had was Catherine Castro. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
We come from the same group. And Joseph Pagtananan, we come from the same group. So I said, if ever anything goes wrong, Catherine is there and Joseph is there.
Mhm.
Okay. But it was not necessary because JTL has created a very loving and nurturing community.
Mhm.
It is so amazing. Uh, you know, I'm really at a loss of words, to be honest. I don't know how to express my gratitude really,
Mm.
because If not, I do not know where I would have been today. I'm really grateful to him because he has created a community wherein he wants everybody to thrive. And he really, really lives up to it, coming
Mhm.
from the place of health.
Nice. And siguro yun nga, that's one of the biggest things that everybody inside the tribe really appreciate is the community aspect of it. More than the lessons, more than the things that you learn pagdating sa, establishing your freelance business, etc. It's, sabi mo nga, your AC, your accountability group was always there behind you, answering questions, helping you out, your TLs. Oh, very good story yung shinare mo yan. Shout out kay TL Tessa. Very
Yes.
good support, system that they've created for
Uh,
you.
Even Coach Mags, he
Mhm.
would message me. He would message me directly and check on me.
Nice. Galing. Diba? So I guess that's what really a lot of people can look forward to. Tama ba?
Yes,
Galing.
definitely.
Galing.
Definitely.
We're super thankful for you sharing your story with us, Teacher Mala. And yung conversation natin, that's stop here. You've piqued my interest as far as what you do, teaching kids. So baka one of these days I'll send you a PM.
Sure.
Hopefully you honor your word na ipaprioritize mo ako pagka dumating yung time.
Oh,
na-
definitely.
But we'll see. We can talk about that. But just really quick lang, everybody who's watching ito, nagsasabi, no? Yun nga, thank you daw. Sabi dito, no? To think na kailan lang daw nag-PFL si teacher and then nag-tribe. Sobrang bilis, ano? Towards the end of June, start ng July, and to fast forward to today, and she's already where she is at right now. So ang dami nag-cheer sa'yo. Okay, I think a lot of people, and not just for Tita Mala or Teacher Mala, sa loob naman ng tribe ganyan talaga. Like people cheer everybody, each other on, and I guess that's what makes the tribe really different from a lot. Although I have no idea about other communities kasi tribe lang talaga yung inapuntahan ko. But ayan, nag-comment na si Ma'am Kat Castro. See you again soon daw pag pwede na. Kakain daw kayo ulit. O, di ba? Pwede tayong makisama dyan sa kainan nilang yan. But anyway, thank you again, Teacher Mala, for sharing your journey and your story and your wins and your struggles with us. We hope na maraming na-inspire from what you shared. Do you have any last, may gusto ka ba batiin, pasalamatan
Okay.
for tonight?
I'd like to share the things that I learned in tribe.
Mhm.
Okay, which attracted all my blessings.
Okay.
Number one, be very grateful. Number two, help others unconditionally without expecting anything.
Mhm.
Number three, keep on educating people about your business. Number four, always show up on your AC. Number five, never be late. Like in my class, never
Mhm.
be late. Always be on time. Walang palya.
Okay.
Okay? And lastly, make sure you love your work. Because when you love your work, it will show.
Definitely.
Okay? I'd like to shout out to Coach Mags,
Mhm.
Teacher TL Tessa, Joseph Pagtananan, Francis, thank you very much for the clarity. I owe a lot to him.
Mhm.
My Heptad 30, you know who you are. My AC, Jar Falcons, Catherine Castro, Angela Yupano, the list goes on, Leah Baraweda, and the list goes on and on because somehow so many people in tribe have really, really touched my lives,
Mhm.
my life.
Right. Thank you very much, Teacher Mala. Again, we appreciate you sharing your story, and everybody else who watched tonight's interview. Salamat sa inyo for tuning in. And it's Joseph, nag-comment na siya. Shout out daw sa'yo, Joseph. So, again, next week, or this week rather, we won't have our usual combine kasi katatapos lang natin last week noon. But next week, we'll have our interviews on Monday, and then we'll have our tribe combine on Thursday where you get to ask a question once again. So, for everybody who's watching, thank you. And again, quick reminder, If you're interested in joining the tribe, comment lang kayo with the word tribe dito sa interview natin sa comment section. Even if you're watching this on replay, okay pa rin yun. You can still comment with the word tribe. And we'll have one of our success managers reach out to you to share the details with you kung paano kayo naging part ng tribe. So with that, we'll close the night. Thank you, Teacher Mala. Thank you everybody who's watching. And thank you kay Direk. Belated pala kay Direk. Nag-birthday si Direk. Ilan ba? Naka-birthday lang niya. So happy birthday si Direk. And we'll see you guys again next Monday. Bye!